This is Mary at the.meri.atelier, and I am going to show you how I make the cover for my own personal jam journals. These little journals a month that I'm giving away every month are going to be called jam journals for Journal a Month. And there'll be collaboration journals. I'm going to follow my own collaborations. They're not going to be hard collaborations. I'm using Canson mixed media paper, 7 by 10. I need 8 sheets for 16 32 pages, 16 pages in a signature, and 2 signatures will be 32 pages to cover 31 days. Now, November only has 30 days, but I go ahead and make all the journals the same size. So I'm just folding the pages in half, putting them into 2 signatures. And if you look at my desktop there, what you are seeing is a dirty dozen I did at Aunt Beck's Creations last fall, and I never used it. And I was hunting through my stash for something to make my journal with, and I found it. And I'm going, this is perfect. This is perfect. So I'm measuring now. I know my page is 7 inches wide and 10 inches tall. So I'm going to make when it's folded in half, it's 7 by 5. So I'm going to make the cover 7.5 by 5.5. And then it's just the width of the paper that I happen to be using. I'll cut that down to size after I get everything cut apart. And I figure I have enough to make both my cover and the cover for the journal that I'm going to give away. This is perfect. This is perfect. I was going to make the cover that I give away the same as my November cover, but I like this so well that I'm going to use it. So very carefully, I am trimming the paper off. Just go slow when you do this, and just take it easy, and you'll get these cut. I'm trimming off the edges, get a nice clean cut on these. I mark mine with an M, and the other one will be for the journal that I'm going to give away. And I have enough to do another journal or tags or ATCs, or who knows what I'll do with the rest of it. I might make some postcards. Very fun to do these last year, and I'm using them this year. So if you have old art around, you could use cereal boxes, paint cereal boxes, whatever you want to make your cover out of. Even an old book, an old board book would work fine. Now I'm going to put a wraparound on mine, so I'm measuring out the width of 5.5 inches. I'm going 5.5 inches by 7.5 inches, and then I figure I need about a 3/4 of an inch spine, and that will leave me plenty of room if I want to put any inserts in it or pockets or any bulk. And then another 5.5 inches for the back cover. And that leaves me plenty of room for the wraparound. In fact, I end up cutting off some of it. You have to, if you do a wraparound, you just kind of have to judge what you have left out of your own paper. And then I cut 2.5 inches. I cut 2.5 inches off. I'm getting sneezes in here. I cut 2.5 inches off. And I will have some for ATCs. So on this wraparound, if you do the wraparound, you kind of have to judge what you want to use and how wide your paper is and how much of a wraparound that you want. I'm just showing you what I'm doing for my own journal. But at the end, I figured out that I think the total width of my paper with the spine and the 2 covers and the wraparound is 15.25 inches. And you'll see that as I'm drawing it out on this blue sheet of paper because I'm going to paint the inside of my cover. So what I'm just saying is November has 30 days and December has 31. That's why I'm using 32 pages. And then I just draw it out 5.5 by 7.5. The spine is 3/4 of an inch, and 5.5 for the back cover again. And then I think I have 3.5 left over for my wraparound, and I cut off the rest of it. And I add up the 5.5 and the 5.5 and the 3/4, and I come to 15 and 15 1/4, I think, with the wraparound. Total width of my paper. And I checked that, and yep, that's right. So, yeah, I'm very happy with it. Now, I'm going to paint the inside of this cover. That's why I wrote it all out on the blue paper there, because I'm going to paint over all my notes here. And I'm going to paint it a mixture of red and Georgia clay. Georgia clay is a Deco Arts acrylic craft paint. And I think that'll go really good with the oranges and the reds on the front cover. So I'm just pulling out the little paint plug here. Yeah, should clean those paint bottles off after I get done using, but I never do. And the red is a Tuscan red, and it's new, and I don't understand why they don't give us pull tabs. It'd be so much easier. And so I'm painting the inside cover. Now the red really shows up almost too much. You'll see that I will go back and add some Georgia clay over this, because I want the Georgia clay to show. I want kind of the reddish orange. There, I'm putting the Georgia clay on there. I'm really liking this. So very easy. It covered all my notes and everything pretty well. And if it doesn't cover, give it another coat. Now I got out the little wraparound part that I cut off, and I'll probably make ATCs. I just cleaned my brush off on that. Drying everything off really good. Yeah. Giving it a good heat gun alert. It only takes a minute. Not even that when I'm doing this in fast forward. Okay, now I get out, I'm going to stencil. I get out my black paint, and I just so thankful for all those little makeup sponges that Petals sent me. They come in really handy. And I use black craft paint and this corner flurry stencil. And I really love this black with this reddish orange color. It almost looks, it's very fall. It's very autumn. It almost looks like a bush with the red sunset or the red sunrise. Kind of a silhouette of a bush. So that's the front cover, and I'm working on the back cover now. I'm just sponging on the black craft paint through my stencil. I really like that effect. And I just keep working with it. Now for the wraparound, I actually turn the stencil and go back the other way. Happy with that. And I don't have to do anything to the front cover because I have it already done with the Dirty Dozen from last year. Put a smaller part of the stencil down there in the corner. You can use just bits and pieces of your stencil. You don't have to use exactly what they put in there. I like a lot to just pick out pieces of my stencil and maybe do like I'm doing now and put it in the corner. I get out another stencil, and I love that little center flower that I'm doing right there. And I go in and I put that little flower in the open spaces there. I really like that effect. I really like, it almost looks like a garden at evening in the fall. I can almost feel the cool air. I was outside today. So I just finished putting these little flowers on the back inside of the cover. Really happy with how this is turning out. I'm almost finished here. There we go. There we go. Okay, then I take and I edge both the back and the front borders with just what the paint that's left on my sponge. Just distress it a little, give it a little character. Yeah, and I'll do the same thing on the front, along the spines, and there around the wraparound. Same thing on the front, except I don't think I'd do it on the spines on the front. We'll see. I don't think I do. No, I don't. Now I get out my dictionary, and I go to a page that has black. Black on black. It's really kind of a black on gray, but I do like that effect a lot. I like it a lot. I like what's happening here. I'll use that in some collage or for background paper, maybe on a shadow box. I like the effect. I don't do black on black a lot, but it turned out really nice on that side. It's a little bit darker on the other side, but it just, you don't want to waste that 80-cent black craft paint. I gotta pick that up from Aunt Beck. So I want to thank you for watching, and in the next video I'll show you how I bind this. So I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. This is Mary at the Meri Atelier, and I am going to